QueenCityPodcastNetwork.com.
Yo, what's cracking, Panther Nation? What's popping? Everybody good? Mic check 1, 2. Just turning my levels up a tad. What's good with everybody, man? Dave coming off of this Victory Tuesday.
This is rare. We ain't done these often. I don't think
bro,
we went.
It don't even feel right, bro. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. No. Wins always feel right. Let's not do that. I mean, shoot, we ain't seen too many of them over the past few years, man. You got to take them as you get them, no matter how it works. Wins are wins.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
All right. Yeah, man. All right. So, Dave, we got a quite a bit to talk about. I know this is a preview. It's listed as a preview stream, but obviously we got to talk about the game. We got to talk about the Raiders game, recap that a little bit, talk about Bryce a little bit because, the rumors are rumoring, the streets are talking. So we got to talk about, Bryce Young and what Andy Dalton's performance means for him. So we're going to talk about that, talk about some of the roster moves. I see it in the chat right now. Let's go and turn it up. Coke Boys in the building tonight.
Yeah, we here.
What's good, Coke Boys? Coke Boys is up.
We would play the Rock Boys, but unfortunately, that joint gets snatched so quick, we'll lose everything. Yeah. They'll shut that video down so fast.
Jay don't play, so we won't play the Rock Boys in the building. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Coke Boys is in the building, and we're gonna talk about that. Obviously, we're gonna talk about the Bengals game too. We got a lot to talk about. Today. Okay, so but Dave, before we get into that, we got to take care of. Yeah, I mean the particulars. How was your weekend outside of watching the game on Sunday?
No, it was good, man. The crazy. I have my son for like the next 2 weeks, so this has been an adventure right now. Like normally I'll have him on weekends and then on Tuesdays, but the ex is on vacay, so I got him for a little while. Work's been kind of crazy, but weekends to weekends. Weekend was good. I mean, we got Panthers won, A&T lost, but it is what it is.
Yeah, we more than lost. Dave, you giving us a little bit too much credit for just losing.
No. They done started giving campaigns for $66. I'm fully aware, but shout out to them, man. I appreciate their pettiness and actually trying to get folks to raise money for them. They're gonna need it.
Shout out to Central, man. They wiped us up, Dave. So I got to salute to all the North Carolina Central Eagles because had they lost, Dave, we would have came up.
We would have pounded. We would have punished them. We would have punished them.
We would have, yeah. So we gotta go ahead and give them their props. Salute to all the Eagles in the building. Y'all definitely have been kicking our tails. The past
3 straight.
I mean,
we
3 years.
Man, 3 straight. It's cycles, man. It's cycles.
It is cycles, but shout out to Central, man. Shout out to Central. But all right,
my man Marcus said all 2 Central fans, and I'm done.
Enough of that. All right, Dave, let's go ahead and get into this content. Let me go ahead and share my screen real quick. Should have been quicker. I'm trying to do too many things at one time.
No, you good, man.
Whoops. There we go. Don't like the way this thing switched on me, but it's cool. We're gonna figure it out.
Oh, something they did an update or something?
Canva be switching up sometimes, but it's all good. We got it. We good. All right, let me share my screen.
448. We got over 450 already in the building. Make sure you guys like and subscribe.
Go ahead, hit them super chats while we waiting on me.
Yeah, while you do that, let me hit these 3 super chats real fast. All right, shout out to Ty Blatt. Coker time, let's go. That's right, man. Shout out to Knucklehead K. Coke Boys, welcome to PNP Live. Shout out to ACAST. Shout out to Ocho for being humble and apologizing to our players. Yeah, man. You heard about that, right?
Yeah, of course. I saw it.
Yeah, man.
And Ocho said he coming to Charlotte too. He said he gonna come to Charlotte and watch the game. He's looking for tickets. Tell Ocho I got a ticket for him. Yeah, I got a ticket for him.
Hit him up on Twitter. Hit him up on Twitter, man.
Pull up, man. I give him my ticket, but I gotta give the ticket away to the to our MVP listeners first. If they don't accept it, obviously I'll hit up Ocho. But shout out to Ocho, man. He did. A lot of people was slandering the Panthers, right? We talked about it during the stream. A lot of people talk about how Bryce didn't have anything around him, no offensive line, no weapons, no nothing, no poor little Bryce, according to the media. And obviously Andy Dalton came in and definitely changed everything. So we'll see. We'll see if that continues, or is our organization still a piece of crap. So we'll see what happens. All right. Again, stay on the prowl. Y'all know what time it is for that. Let's go ahead and get into the rest of this content. Dave, we got to talk about Adam Thielen. Adam Thielen is going to injure reserve, going to miss at least 4 games in what, Canales mentions as a significant hamstring injury. Dave, what do you think about that? And how does that impact this roster? How do you think it's going to impact the team?
We're about to see what this roster looks like. Ultimately without Thielen, right? And we kind of need to see it. We need to see what the next phase is going to be. I know he just signed a 3-year deal, right? So he's got a year or 2 left.
He's in the second year of his deal.
So he got 1 year left. But now we get an opportunity to see our young wide receivers develop. That's what it ultimately boils down to from that standpoint. Is it going to be a loss? Absolutely. But now we have the opportunity to see if our wide receivers can develop, see what if Mingo can do something, get up in the building. You know what I'm saying? We brought up we brought up Coker. So we I feel for him. The way that Canals was talking, it sounds like it's going to probably be more than 4 weeks.
Yeah, at least 4 weeks is what the injured reserve is. So yeah, again, I agree with you, Dave. I think that it's not. I love Adam Thielen. I think he has a role on this offense. Definitely Mr. Third Down. When you need a guy that's going to beat somebody in a route individually in the slot, Adam Thielen could do that. Had a great touchdown catch, in the game against the Raiders. So we know what we have at Adam Thielen. However, I do think, as I know the media won't say it, but I do think our receiving core is a little bit better and can withstand this injury a little bit better than prior years, right? In years past, Adam Thielen, missing him, that would have been the end of the world. But, because we drafted Xavier Legette, like you mentioned, because we have Mingo, I know Mingo's still struggling a little bit. We'll talk about that. But you got guys like David Moore, who's a veteran. I believe David Moore could step right in. He did play. He did play a little bit in the Raiders game, but David Moore is a guy that had an okay camp. Obviously he made the roster, knows the system, and is a guy that Canales trusts. Now, also, and then we're gonna talk about it. We can go ahead and talk about that now. But we went ahead and also promoted Jalen Coker. So Jalen Coker obviously is a guy we did not expect to see this quick, right? We didn't expect to see Jalen Coker come up this quick. He got promoted to the 53-man roster. We're going to see if he actually gets a jersey or if he's going to be inactive. What's his role going to be? We know, if you know and you've been watching, this young man can run routes. I think he can, I'm not going to say perfectly fit in that Thielen role, but I do think he has the ability to beat guys quickly. He's not the fastest guy in the world. Neither was Thielen. But from a route running ability, from a route running standpoint, I think he could fit right into kind of what Adam Thielen was asked to do. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens with Jalen Coker, where he's going to fit. I'm excited for him. You never want to see him get an opportunity at the behest of an injury, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? So it's like that. But just real quick, I'll go through these, Dave, and I'll get your opinion on Coker. Tight end Messiah Swinson, who we signed. I believe we got him in that big waiver claim, that group. I think he was in that group or shortly after. I can't remember. But injured reserve, not only did we lose Adam Thielen, we lost Jordan Fuller, our starting safety, as well. So that's another kind of I thought Jordan Fuller was going to have a great season. However, I know we're talking about Coke. I know we're a big Coke boy fan, and we Jalen Cokered up. But Damani Richardson also had himself a damn good offseason. And so it's going to be exciting to see him take that step forward and see if he can if his ability can translate to the regular season, because he had hella interceptions during training camp in the offseason, in the preseason. So great look for Damani Richardson. Not too many people talking about him as well. Is this addition by subtraction? We won't know. Are we going to feel these losses? Maybe, but bro, Damani was balling. So we'll see what happens. But Dave, your thoughts on all these guys and the impact of Fuller and Coker and all those guys?
Fuller's gonna be a tough loss because the defense is starting to play better now. But I think Damani will probably he might get some time, but I'm happy to see Damani get moved up. I'm definitely happy to see Coker get moved up. Fun fact, you mentioned about the waiver wire. We're no longer the first on the waiver wire anymore, ladies and gentlemen. Us winning dropped us off the waiver wire. It is now 3 weeks. So now the waiver wire has shifted and we're not number 1 anymore.
Well, darn.
I'm just letting y'all know. So
yeah,
there's a couple offers, including our opponent next week, that are much higher than us on the waiver wire.
Shout out to the Bengals, man. It sucks to be y'all. But yeah, man. Yeah, I was gonna say, man. Yeah, people are saying. I see y'all in the chat saying, Fuller hasn't been that great. Yeah, he's been struggling a little bit, but I don't know if it's gonna be again addition by subtraction. We don't know until we see what Damani can do. We still got Nick Scott, so I don't think we'll be okay. I think Evero has gone on record saying we have 3 starting safeties, so like we're gonna be okay. I hope. I hope guys don't start getting beat deep. I've seen a couple of our safeties out of position at time, but we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. But anyway, any other thoughts on these moves, Dave?
Nah, man.
And Coker. You didn't talk about Coker.
I did talk about
Coker. Gonna do? Oh, my bad. I missed.
Yeah, you definitely did. See, you be talking about me not paying attention. Now you out here not paying attention, but it's okay. It's okay.
You're
right.
Okay. You're right. Hey,
no, but
like
real talk.
Sometimes.
But real talk. Like I'm happy that Coker's got up to the roster. And I'm hoping he gets a jersey so he gets an opportunity. I think the big concern right now is whether or not he's gonna get a jersey. Right. But I'm gonna let me run through these super chats real fast before we get to the next slide.
Yeah. Please do.
Shout out to Eric Blair for the super chat. I'm drinking that Coca-Cola. I see what you did there.
Coca-Cola, love it.
Coca-Cola, yeah. Shout out to Manian. I'm sorry, dog. The Red Rifle's gonna be shooting coke. LOL. See y'all at the Falcons game. I won't be at the Falcons game.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there, bro.
I see exactly what you're doing there.
I see what you did.
I just hope you don't. I just hope you don't actually shoot coke. You kind of said that like you legitimately do, and I'm concerned. I'm concerned about your well-being. I know that fentanyl has taken the lead on killing folks, but I don't want you guys to be out here shooting this stuff. All right. Even though you don't really shoot coke, that's heroin. But I do have more. Shout out to Rashard Footman. Yo. This is Rashard with the R. Looks like with the R. Looks like what we talk about ends up happening. Jalen is a Mike Evans 2.0. I believe he will win the Mingo job. Yo, I'm not ready to go that far quite yet, but I'll tell you what, man, I haven't been that impressed with Mr. Mingo. I haven't. Shout out to Akash. Love that Damani is getting his chance. Was really disappointed he didn't make the 53. Also, I'll take a double W over being the number 1 in the waiver wire. You're right about that, bro. Coke float, let's go. Shout out to J Dragon 91 for the super chat. Appreciate the super chats, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, appreciate y'all. And there is a transaction I believe that I missed. Because I see y'all talking about. So here we go. There is more, right? So, and I missed a couple of these. So my apologies. It was this happened after I updated my slide. But Iku Leota got waived also. He got waived again. Shout out to y'all in the chat for keeping me honest. Alex Cook got signed. Remember Alex Cook? We had him in the offseason. And then cornerback Justin Hardy was also signed by the Carolina Panthers. So, yeah, man. So we'll see what happens. I'm excited to see my man Jalen Coker. I think he's talented, and we'll see what he can do with the big boys. We'll see what happens. All right. Let's keep it moving. All right, patreon.com/Panther Nation PC. Make sure y'all go ahead and sign up. I'm about to do a giveaway right now for the Bengals game. This is specifically for the Bengals game. So if you're not available to go to the Bengals game, please do not accept this ticket, okay? I'm gonna do a couple just so we have a little bit in the backlog. You know what I mean? So let me just stop sharing this real quick and then share my other tab.
For all the MVPs, right?
All the MVPs. MVP giveaway right here. MVP giveaway. The Wheel O names. Y'all know what time it is when y'all see the Wheel O names. I
Will
know
O
Ocho
names
gonna,
is hilarious. I can't
yeah,
believe
we know Ocho Cinco gonna be there. That's dope. That's dope. But let me run this again. This is only for MVPs. Again, if you're not an MVP member, you can win another game later on by signing up. Patreon.com/Panther Nation PC. Sign up to become an MVP level member, and we about to run this thing, and let's see what happens. All right. Again, only if you can attend. If you can't attend, do not accept this ticket. Here we go. Ooh,
Top Dog. Ooh, Top Dog got it.
Top Dog. That was close.
He's in the Patreon, so we'll see if he can make it. But we'll do some others, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna do two more just in case.
Let's write that one down.
Yeah, I'm gonna get that one. Get Top Dog down.
Yeah, write that one down. I ain't got no sheet of papers nowhere. I don't want to write on my son's schoolwork. You got it. You got it.
Yeah, I got it.
All right.
So Top Dog, and we're gonna run it again. Couple more, just in case. Couple more, just in case. My man A Cash. Low key, I'm rooting for you, A Cash, because you give enough to go to several games. Okay, so I hope A Cash can go to the game. Top Dog, if you want, just let us know. Yeah, but I'm rooting for A Cash. Low key. I ain't gonna hold you. A Cash, I know you in here, bro.
He's probably devastated because Top Dog.
We'll see. I'm gonna do one more just in case A Cash can't go and Top Dog can't go. One more just in case. Shout out to my man A Cash, bro.
E minor.
Shout out to E minor.
They not like us. They not like us. Oh.
So that's the three. That's the three right there. A Cash wins. He's not in the chat. A Cash will be here. If he's not here, he will be here.
He was here. He gave some super chats already.
Oh, did he already? Okay. So
yeah,
I know he will be. A Cash don't miss a show. You know what I mean? So A Cash, let me know if you can go to the game. You know what I mean? Top Dog, obviously gonna get first right of refusal. We're gonna be fair. So let us know. All right. Let's keep this thing moving here. Give me 1 second, because this is where they changed. And I gotta find the presentation. There we go. Present.
That's a lot, bro. Right. Go back to the MVP.
Man, A-Cash said he can't go, bro. He said, damn, why you root for me, Shy? I won't be able to make it, but it's an honor to win nonetheless. Man, A-Cash, we got to get you out to the game, bro. So we got E minor and we got Top Dog. If none of y'all can go, I'm just gonna pick a name from the hat. Shout out to A Cash, man. Shout out to A Cash.
Top Dog is in the PNP Dynasty League.
Okay.
So I'll hit him up.
Yeah, hit him up. Let him know what's good. All right. Franchise. Shout out to franchise folks as well. We appreciate y'all. And the free agents. Shout out to the free agents as well, man. Salute to y'all. We appreciate every penny that goes into this show. Y'all have no idea how much it helps, whether it's paying for StreamYard, whether it's helping Dave get flying down here, whether it's y'all have no idea how much y'all support week in or month in and month out helps the channel. So we greatly appreciate it. So even if y'all want to jump on as a free agent, $3 a month. I know some of y'all, do the super chats. We appreciate those. But Patreon is more of the proceeds come to the creator. You know what I mean? So come over to patreon.com or Dave.
You can go to underdogfantasy.com and use the promo underdogfantasy.com, use the promo code PNP. I don't know if they changed the site yet, but now they're known as Underdog. Their new company. Well, they changed the name to Underdog. All right.
They did not change the site, by the way. It's still Underdog Fantasy.
It's still Underdog Fantasy. I didn't check before the show started. So I got the email before the show started. I didn't check, but they're now Underdog. So go to underdogfantasy.com, use the promo code PNP. For those who are into best ball, they just started a best ball resurrection draft that starts week 6 in the NFL. So go to underdogfantasy.com and use the promo code PNP there. Right now, the special is Patrick Mahomes. Can he get a yards? It's pretty much a gimme pick. That's what they call them now. Gimme picks for the picking game. So just go check them out. Maybe we'll do something later, man. I'll probably put some later.
Yeah, we'll pull it up later after we get through this. I meant to add some to the slide, but we'll go through them after. Just remind us to go back over some. But Dave, you did do some picks this past week. How'd they go for you, bro?
Oh God, the ones that we did during the game, that was bad. I did hit that.
My
Yeah,
bad, Dave.
bro. But no, yeah, it was you. I went with what you was thinking.
My
But I
bad.
mean, it was only $8, so it's okay. But I did win one over the weekend. I would have won more if Trevor Lawrence knew how to throw some yards. Trevor Lawrence killed. I put in 4 of them. Trevor Lawrence killed 5 of them. Trevor Lawrence killed 4 out of 5. And they do a lot of pretty good specials. Like they have these things called a profit boost, a free pick, which I probably should have used it on freaking Trevor Lawrence. I probably would have won a lot of money then. But either way, just check out underdogfantasy.com and use the promo code PNP when you do.
Shout out to Underdog Fantasy, bro.
Just Underdog. It's Underdog now. It's Underdog.
My bad. Underdog.
We're gonna get you right, man.
You do have to go to underdogfantasy.com though, because they ain't changed that. So we got some work. We got some work to do. But shout out to Underdog.
Shout out to Underdog, man.
All right, Dave. I had to do it. We go through this. But Dave, when did we start doing this?
Oh, years ago.
Bro, we started doing this PFF grade for the offensive line specifically a long time ago. And bro, it was so bad. Somebody had reposted one of the old ones.
Yes. And I'm like, and my man got a 0. And I'm like,
bro, it was a 0 up there, bro. I was like, bro, we have come such a long way for the offensive line, man. And I almost want to cry, Dave. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I almost want to cry, man. The offensive line is playing so well right now. And it's so unfortunate that, that those boys had to deal with being thrown under the bus, which is probably why. It's probably why, the team went to Canals. It's like, look, man, we got the whole world calling us trash, and we really not trash. You know what I mean? And so that, I'm sure, attributed to some of the decision to sit Bryce. But the offensive line, bro, you talking about three pressures, Dave. 3. 1, 2, 3 pressures. Icky has been taking slander for so long how trash he is. He did a great job on Sunday, not giving up any pressures, according to PFF, by the way. Austin Corbett did give up a sack. Robert Hunt gave up a hurry. And guys, come on. We cannot nitpick with those pressures, considering we've only given up, Dave, 13 pressures on the entire effing season.
If I recall, the one that the guy brought up, that was for one game. And it was more than 13 pressures.
Bro, Zavala, I think, gave up 13 pressures in one game last year, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. But he gave up a lot, bro. We've given up 15 plus pressures multiple times in one game. And for us to do that, only 13 pressures the entire season. Dave, I suck at math, but what's the average on that, Dave?
That's about a little over 4 per game.
Bro, 4 pressures per game, bro. Bro, we ain't never seen. Bro, this might be the best offensive line we've ever seen in Carolina. So far, I'm willing to say it, bro.
I mean,
if they keep this pace up,
I don't know how long. Maybe we could check, but I don't know how long PFF's been checking the data. Delone might have had a pretty good line at one point in his career. In his career.
I think they go back to I think the best O-line we've had for PFF data goes back to 08.
Yeah, 08's line was pretty good. I ain't gonna hold you.
Dave, I ain't gonna hold you, bro. If they can continue this might be, and again, I might be getting a little ahead of myself. Sorry, I get excited, y'all, because I can't.
The thing, you have every reason to be excited, bro. Dog, we were out here doing that jersey for some of the linemen that used to bring through this door. Like, there was some terrible lines.
That jersey was a classic moment that came from our offensive line being so trash. And shout out to all the new listeners, but all the OGs remember that jersey moment, bro. That's when we brought my man in from the Colts, and the Colts made my man Andrew Luck retire, and we brought him in.
That jersey was terrible, man. That jersey ruined the NFL career. Had him out here trying to get him and his dad getting stakes in the XFL. That's what that jersey did. You know,
speed bump
McGee. Yeah, bro,
man, we have so far, bro. We've come so far, bro. We've come so far. Go ahead.
So for you guys, for your situational awareness, you're now looking at the second best pass protection offensive line in the NFL right now. That's what
What'd you
we
say,
got.
Dave? What'd you say, Dave?
The second best pass protect offensive line in the league right now.
Bro, the lowest pressure rates allowed by offensive lines through week 3. The Carolina Panthers. I almost cried when I saw this, Dave. 24%, bro.
Yeah, man.
We right behind the Ravens. And y'all know how the Ravens get down. And you got to be honest, we don't have a Lamar Jackson out there creating like they do either.
Mm-hmm.
We got again, Bryce Young it can move, but he ain't no Lamar.
And Dalton's a
that.
statue, bro. But he can scat when he needs to, but he's a statue of raw.
Bit.
Yeah,
a little bit. But bro, this is crazy, bro. This is crazy for us to be where we are. And again, I don't know if this is gonna sustain. I hope it does. But Dave, I went on record and I said we got the highest paid offensive line in the league. And I question myself and I question the organization. Are we gonna have a top 10? I wasn't asking for the number 1. I was asking for a top 10 performing offensive line. And right now they're delivering, bro. They're delivering. So we've invested a ton of money in the offensive line, and that investment has paid off. We've been in so many scenarios where we pay these guys and end up being garbage. And then another thing we gotta salute. Salute to Austin Corbett, bro. Cause boy, we was all worried. Everybody in this chat, all 838 people watching, y'all was all worried about Austin Corbett.
Yeah, we were,
including myself. And for him to go out there and ball like he's been balling, bro. Come on, man, stop playing, bro. Kudos to this coaching staff, man. Kudos to the coaching staff for getting this right, and Dan Morgan for bringing in the right. Yep, for bringing the right guys. So salute.
Keep it up, guys.
Salute to everybody, bro.
Keep it up. We can keep this up. We can string some wins, man. So keep this up. This has been great.
And shout out to Robert Hunt for telling the fans to take the trash bags off their head. At least, what the good news is that they saw it. Okay, that I do like that they saw that. Okay, y'all see it. We not happy. Okay, and listen, and this is a message to Robert Hunt. I like that energy. I like the energy you came with on week 3.
He pancaked the heck out of somebody, bro.
He did. He smacked it. Love it. But this message is for you, Robert Hunt. Listen, we gonna match your energy. Y'all bring the energy on Sunday. Panther Nation gonna feed it right back to you. You know what I mean? So we like it. Hey, we down to ride. Pause. If y'all bring that energy, you know what I mean? So keep that energy up. Bring the same energy y'all brought week 3, and there won't be no trash bags. And we're gonna be cheering y'all on like a month. Won't be no boos. You won't hear a boo. There won't be a boo to be found if y'all come out there and rock out. But we're gonna let you hear it if you're trash. Okay? That's just a message. Salute to Robert Hunt, though. Appreciate your service. You out there killing, and we love it. So salute to the offensive line for sure. All right.
Absolutely.
Let's keep it moving. All right, let's talk about Andy Dalton, Dave. Because your man came out here and he balled out. Okay, he balled out. He made it happen. I don't think anybody saw, and Dave, we kind of knew, even during the pregame, we said the pregame show, so salute to the pregame pod, but in the pregame show, we talked about Andy Dalton and how he's going to play better than Bryce Young. We kind of knew that was going to happen. But boy, we didn't know that Andy Dalton was going to come out here and do what he did, bro. 26 of 37, 70% completion percentage, 319 yards, 0 turnovers, 3 touchdowns. Joe Burrow said he wanted some, but until Joe Burrow did it on Monday night, he was the only quarterback that had did that all season. So salute to Andy Dalton for going out there and really, really rocking out and killing stuff, bro. He was, just an amazing game. And I know people are skeptical on whether he can do it again. And we so bad. We so hurt as a fan base. We can't even celebrate the victories that we do get. We're so negative Nancy based because again, that's what the organization is giving us, that we can't even appreciate what's in front of us. Everybody's already saying, "Oh, he just did it because it was the Raiders. The Raiders defense was trash, so he can't do it again." You know what I mean? So Andy Dalton was out there dropping dimes. And let's dive into the Dave. You want to talk about this before we go into the numbers a little bit further?
Yeah. Anything? So fun fact for those who didn't realize, this is the first quarterback in the league to throw for 303 touchdowns this season so far.
until Burrow did it on Monday night.
Till Burrow
He
did
was
it
the
on Monday
first to
night, but
do it.
he was still the first.
He was the first to do it. Yes,
He was the first to do it.
I did just say that,
and
Dave.
so now
You was
I
caught.
did.
You got
I did.
caught slipping now this time.
No, I'm not slipping. And
I just said that. Chat,
okay.
Did I not just say that?
Okay, that's fine.
See?
And so there's only been 2 that's done it so far in this season, and he was the first to do it.
Yep.
Burrow was balling too, man. I was kind of surprised by him, but they lost. So they lost.
Yeah, the Bengals defense is suspect in them, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. Let's talk about a little bit. Let's go a little bit further into the numbers because I really like these and these analytics and especially in comparison to Bryce Young, right? Because Bryce Young, obviously, we know struggled. We struggled for sure. But time to throw 2.7 seconds, and that's again usually time to throw indicates that your offensive line is not very good, so you're throwing the football quick. That's not the case. That's just the offense, right? Get rid of the football, get it to your playmakers, and let them rock. That's what Andy Dalton did on Sunday. Bro, the Yankees was crazy. Like, we had, I think, just about half of Deontay Johnson's yards came from Yak. So get it to your players and let them cook. You know what I mean? Xavier Legette, too. Shout out to him, had some Yak. So get the football out to your playmakers and let them go. Deep ball percentage. So this is the percentage of throws that were deep. 5.4%. Solid. Not crazy, but way better than what Bryce was doing. Bryce had a 0% game last week. He didn't throw anything deep. And then the week prior, obviously, we were throwing the football deep because we was getting our tails whooped by the New Orleans Saints. So he had a 13% deep throw percentage then, but that was due to game flow. One thing I want y'all to know, this is very important. And this is another kudos to the offensive line. Look at this blitz percentage. Bro, Andy Dalton was blitzed 59% of the time. And we couldn't even tell. 59%. He was blitzed.
Almost 6 out of 10 plays he had a blitz coming to him.
Bro.
6 out of 10 pass plays.
We was cooking them dudes. Offensive line held up and just getting rid of the football negated it. Yeah, I mean, he got rid of the football so quick that it negated all the pressure. Offensive line held up. It was crazy, man. It's just wild, man. Just wild. And again, Dalton also completed more passes with 10 plus air yards. He had 6 10-plus air yard throws. That's more than Bryce Young in the first 2 weeks combined. Bryce only had 5 air yard throws. You look at the separation. That's the next one on the screen here. Average separation 3.4. So that was another thing that folks brought up. The receivers aren't separating. So Bryce he can't make it. He can't make these throws because the receivers aren't separating. That's what they said. Bro, our receivers are separate, bro. And you have to make big boy throws in this league, bro. Andy Dalton was dropping dimes out there. Dropping dimes. You got to be able to make big boy throws. This is not college where we was where Bryce Young was in Alabama and guys just running wide open and you just got to throw it to him. That ain't how the NFL works. Coverages are going to be tighter. You got to throw some big boy throws. Andy Dalton was doing just that. He was doing just that. And again, it's another thing here. So the TW, that's tight window percentages. So he only had to throw the ball into tight windows 5.4% of the time. So this isn't exactly. It's Canales and Andy Dalton willing to throw the football. You got to throw it. You have to throw guys open, throw it anticipation. That's something that Bryce Young he was not doing. He just was not doing.
Yeah, man. Nah.
Also, go ahead. My fault. Go ahead.
No, you got it. You got it. Keep going.
So another one was quarterback pressure rate. That's the QBP. Quarterback pressure percentage. 17% of the time. 17% of the time, bro. That was like extreme. I think that was best in the league. That was best in the league for week 3. And they were blitzing 59. You put these numbers together, and it's kind of crazy. You're blitzed 59% of the time, but you're only pressured 17% of the time. Like that's just offensive lining, bro. They out here doing what they needed to do. They out here doing what
Yeah,
they needed to do.
the line's doing their job. Can't be mad at that. The line's been doing their job all season, so I'm glad to see that we're seeing the consistency of it, which tells me that the scheme works. That's the key that we saw out of this whole ordeal. The scheme works, and I'm
Yep.
fine with that.
Yeah, man. And the LCAD is the longest catch of the day, 38 yards. And that's I think CAY. Let me see what I can't remember what CAY was. That's some next gen stats. Salute the next gen stats. That's where this data came from. But let me go back to. But yeah, them boys cook, bro. Them boys cook for sure.
You ain't kidding. You ain't kidding. I posted a tweet, man, and it got a lot of interesting responses. You know, and one thing's clear: some of y'all really do not like Bryce Young. I just don't like him.
CAY was completed air yards, average completed air yards per catch. That's 4.6.
Okay.
So average air yards. That's what Andy Dalton was. I was trying to compare that to Bryce. I didn't get a chance to look at Bryce Young's numbers before I got up here. But yeah, bro, like it was crazy. Andy Dalton's performance was crazy. He went out there. He stood tall in the pocket, able to see over the middle. We could look at this, Dave. Look at this. We were able to cook them over the middle of the field. I think that was part of the problem. Bryce Young has to maneuver the pocket, has to step up to see the passing lanes, and we were just straight body bagging dudes over the field, bro. Like it was nasty work.
And it was everywhere
nasty work.
too. I mean, everywhere. Couple of screens here
all,
and there, but that's fine.
all over the field, bro. All over the field. We straight cooked them dudes, bro. Straight cooked them dudes.
Look at and they got the touchdown over 20 yards, and yeah, man. Yep.
Yeah, we did a great job, man. Great game. Great game by Andy Dalton. Great calls by Canales. Great protection.
No incomplete passes at over 20 yards, but he only one. He only had two, but he didn't have any incompletes over 20. So
yeah, that's a good observation. I didn't even look at that.
Mm-hmm. Now I'm just looking at the chart. And I'm like, oh,
that's no, I didn't peep that. It's a good observation. Yeah. All right, let's keep it moving, man. Let's talk about Deontay Johnson. Deontay Johnson, 8 receptions off of 14 targets. A lot of targets. This is what we talked about when it came to Deontay Johnson being a number 1 and getting those targets. 14 targets on the day. 8 receptions, 122 yards, 15 yards after catch. Amazing job. He looks like a wide receiver 1. I love this performance. This is what we expect from Deontay Johnson, and this is what is going to get him paid if he continues this and continues to put up this performances like this. Dave, you got anything on this?
Yo, man, this is the type of target. This is the target count that he's supposed to have. No complaints about this. He's the one, and he's definitely gonna have to be the one now. With Thielen going to be out for a period of time, so I'm fine with this. Like, my number 1 wide receiver needs to have 10 targets minimum, at least 10 targets minimum. What was that? Is that me?
We couldn't even hear it though.
I'm so glad. I don't know why the hell that was playing, but yeah. I'm trying to get Uber for my daughter right now, so that's why I'm like trying to do 2 things at once. But 10 target minimum for him. That's why when we were talking about what was going to happen with Leggett and how he was going to get what, my concern was the target share. But now that's going to change with Thielen out for a period of time. I think that's going to help. That's going to help Mingo. That's going to help Leggett. Hot take. I want to see Leggett at 2. That's just me. So I hope we get to see it.
I think that's what's gonna happen. I legit think that's what's gonna happen. I think Leggett is gonna, when it comes to target share. I don't know about 1, 2s, and 3s. I don't really like that. Y'all know you've been watching.
I want Leggett
channel for a while.
Yeah, I want Leggett second in targets for the receiving position. Like, that's what I want.
Right. Yeah. And so just to follow up on that, because I don't have the target distribution up here, but I can read it real quick. Deontay Johnson had 14 targets. Chuba had 5. We'll talk about Chuba in just a second. Xavier Leggett had 3. Adam Thielen had 5. Those 5 targets got to go somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tommy Tremble had 3. Jonathan Mingo had 4, which is interesting. Miles Sanders had 2. Jatavion only had 1. So I know him and Bryce. I don't know if that was a thing, him trying to get the football to Bryce Young. Or excuse me, Bryce Young trying to get the football to Jatavion. But Jatavion kind of fell off the face of the earth in this game. And I don't know if because Trimble came back. Not sure what happened there. I got to go back and look at the snap counts and all that stuff and see where he lined up. But yeah, man. Yeah, those 4 targets, 4 or 5 targets that Dalton had or that Thielen had have to go somewhere. So, yep, interesting stuff. This is Deontay Johnson's route chart. Again, over the middle. I think that you know we get on. We used to get on Michael Thomas for being slant boy, but boy, we might
So
have our own very own.
Deontay Johnson out here doing all the slants.
Yeah, and so much so, he was best on, like you said, the in breaking routes. He had 6 of his 8 receptions, and 100 of his 122 yards came off of in breaking routes. You know what I mean? So it's crazy. Johnson accounted for 56.8% of the Panthers' team air yards for 109 targeted air yards. Next closest was 43 target air yards, and he straight up cooked this dude Bennett. That was the Raiders cornerback. Bennett was against him on 26 of his routes and 70% completion percentage on him, bro. So it was nasty work. Nasty work. Bennett got toasted. But Andy, listen, I hope that they can continue this connection. One thing I like what Leggett said too, because Dave, you talked about target share. You talked about and Leggett being number 2. You got to remember, training camp, Leggett was taking a lot of reps with the 2s, which Andy Dalton was the quarterback.
Yes.
So there's already some chemistry there. And I hope that we continue to see that chemistry. Now, I will say this. There were some times where Andy wanted to kind of let that joint rip, pause, and he had to the timing on some of the stuff wasn't quite there, which is expected, right? This is the first game. They got to get used to each other. But you could definitely see the timing of some of the routes were off. And I'm not saying that's for a particular person. I'm just saying, or a particular receiver. But you could just tell Andy was trying to let the ball rip on certain instances. He had to tuck it, like almost like he was pump faking, but he didn't want to throw the ball. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to seeing this continue. All the chemistry continue with the daggone receivers. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope. It's gonna be really dope. But in breaking routes, my man Deontay was cooking. So shout out to that, man.
Before we go to the next one, I want to
go ahead.
hit some super chats.
Absolutely.
And cash this out. So shout out to Jay King. We really appreciate the super chat, my man. Shout out to John Barrera, DJ Kidco. Was at the game and great vibe from the Panthers. And shout out to the Raiders fans. O-line went from DBO to top tier. Death by O-line, for those who don't know what that is. To top tier. I ain't gonna hold you. I gotta remember, man, we got the Queen City Podcast Network, so they're not gonna be able to read all. They ain't gonna know what we're talking about. Shout out to the champs. Shout out to Noli. Are we sure Bryce was better than Andy all summer? Look, I had this theory. But I think the injury was a factor, man. I think with Andy getting hurt, that was a factor. Look, man. All right. Shout out to Jay King for the super chat. With Thielen out, who should be our wide receiver too? I said earlier, I think it should be Leggett. Old school Panther fan. Andy Dalton is making passes that Bryce Young will never be able to make. Whether successful or not, any offense with Bryce as his QB will have to accept that there will be things that he can't do. I mean, there's quarterbacks in the league. It's true, but there's quarterbacks in the league that can't do everything either. Like, let's not. I mean, it's about fit too, right? He could go somewhere and flourish somewhere else. That's very plausible. Very possible. We've seen 2 quarterbacks do it already. That's been on our roster. One of them hasn't lost a game yet. All right. Shout out to Deontay White. Do we foresee Dalton with 30+ attempts per game? I don't know.
See,
bro.
Yeah, and Deontay, that's a great conversation to have, bro. Because I'm a little concerned about the amount of times we're throwing the football. Because we were able to run it a lot because we got up, right? And the game flow dictated that we run the football and milk the clock. As much as Canellis talks about running the football, bro, he ain't calling up runs like that, bro. Like he's dialing up these throws, 36 attempts. he's dialing it up, bro. Like
But
there aren't many run attempts like that.
And it's fascinating because if there was any game that you wanted to run the ball more, it probably should have been this one. And the reason why I say that is because the offensive line has had the best run blocking grades so far for the past 3 weeks. Their run blocking grades were really good this week. The past couple weeks, they've been okay. Like if there's any weakness with offensive line, it's run blocking. And they had a pretty good day run blocking yesterday. I mean, on Sunday, excuse me. Today's Tuesday. So it's kind of fascinating to think about it like that. But yeah, man, I remember last year, the one game that Dalton played in, he threw the ball like 60 times. I don't know if that's sustainable. I'll be honest. Like,
yeah,
I would like to keep it at 30. I would like to keep it under 30. I would like to.
Right at 30. Yeah, 25 to 30 is where I would like to see us, man. I really want to see us run the football. Yes, it is a passing league, but you have to be able to establish the run. And I think we got the dogs up front, the hog mollies, to dominate in the run game. I think that's how you really, especially when it comes to later on in the season, those cold weather games and all that stuff, you got to be able to run the football. I mean, there aren't too many Super Bowl winning teams, even with Patrick Mahomes. They still run the football. Don't get it twisted. You got to be able to run the football. So that is a great discussion point and a great topic of discussion. Are we going to run the football 30 attempts? Pass the football, 30 times a game? I certainly hope not. 25 to 30 is about where I want to see it.
Because we don't hardly win these type of games, guys. I just want y'all to know that. Like when we out here throwing for 300 yards and all this, we don't. Historically, the Panthers don't win those games. Historically.
Yeah,
one more.
Go ahead, Dave.
No, you got it. You got it. What you saying?
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
The last super chat. Shout out to James for the super chat. Love the show, but wasn't Shot just saying it was bad to bench Bryce and Canales didn't make this decision? Maybe I'm tripping.
We addressed this.
We've already addressed this.
I'll address it again. Here's my concern for benching Bryce Young, and we'll talk about Bryce a little bit later. But the concern was with benching Bryce is that it's over. With now Andy Dalton playing the way he's going to play, we knew Andy was going to outplay. It's not the point of him outplaying Bryce. It's whether Bryce is going to be the future of this franchise. And with Andy Dalton balling, how are you going to go back to him? You can't go back unless there's an injury. You can't go back to Bryce. And so now maybe it's a fault of mine, but I look further down the line. I'm not just looking at week to week. I look further down. Are we going to have to now draft another quarterback, or are we going to just keep Andy Dalton long term for the next 2 to 3, 4 years? How are we going to build? What are we building around? That was my concern, because to me, benching Bryce signals that it's over. I hear what they're saying. I hear that they're saying that they're not going to move him. And let me hold that thought, because we're going to talk about Bryce.
That's a topic. Yeah, we need to have that discussion.
It is a topic. It's a topic. It's a topic.
So we'll get to it with James. We'll have that discussion. We'll talk it through later, man. We'll talk it through later. Just like we need to talk about the 30 attempts per game later too, because I don't want to.
Did you get this one, Dave?
Oh no. So there's more. James was the last one when I first brought up.
Yeah, Noli said no. This was before James, I think. No, it wasn't.
No, the ones at the bottom. Go ahead.
Yeah, Noli said I did the math. We threw 55% and ran 45%. Yeah. Okay. So hold that thought. Hold that thought right there. We threw the ball 55% and ran it 45%.
That's against what Canales was selling, bro.
Hold on. Meanwhile, we're dog walking the Raiders. We're up 3, 4, 5, 6 possessions. And we still threw it 55% to 45%. I felt like it should have been more run, especially with the fact that we're dog walking these dudes. You know what I mean? Like we were up big at halftime.
But then I could argue that the lack of preseason reps, the fact that the first 2 games you couldn't really show anything because of how bad the play was. Maybe they're just trying to get kinks out with regards to the plays. Making sure things work. I mean, because look, man, Canales. I'm not gonna argue that. I mean, like, because Canales is out here, he was adamant about he wants to run the ball a lot, and obviously he wants to win too. But also because you didn't have the preseason reps and because you didn't have all those other things, maybe you just like, all right, let's try some of these things out. Make sure everybody gets in sync. Get the rhythm right in actual games. Have film for folks to study. You know what I'm saying?
I'll accept that. I'll accept that.
No, I mean, that's just my theory, right? That's just my thought about it from that aspect. Because, dog, we didn't play these guys. We didn't play them. Like, we didn't. Like we played them against, like, backups that didn't make the team for the Bills. Like, we just
Fair
didn't
enough.
play them, you know?
Fair enough.
So,
Yep,
it's good.
I get it. I'll
Raiders
accept
out
it.
here.
And I'm not. And again, I'm not complaining. Listen, I'm not gonna. As long as we're winning, I'm not gonna.
I ain't complaining with wins, bro.
I ain't gonna complain.
You can throw the ball 80%. I don't want it.
Yeah.
But if you throw the ball 80% of the time we win, I ain't got no problem with it. Whatever works. Dog, we got a chance to be 500 4 games into the season, bro. After what the hell we saw. Yo, after what the hell we just saw the first 2 weeks of this season, we got a chance to go 500. We are 1 game out of first place in the division right now, guys. We're the only team that won in that division. So we're 1 game out. Do you dog, after what we saw the first 2 weeks? This is why I like the NFL, man. It's just what week to week. It's insane. It's insane.
Yeah.
It's insane.
All right. I think we got a couple more super chats, Dave. You want to hit those?
Yeah, I'll hit them up real fast. Wade Evans, appreciate the super chat, my man. This game specifically, I think it made sense to throw it just because teams have been so used to us not throwing it over their heads in my Canales voice. I ain't doing a Canales, guys. I'm just gonna let you know that. Shout out to Justin. Blitz percentage and time of possession plays in the pass percentage. No, it's a valid point.
Yeah, it's valid. It's valid.
That's a valid point.
I can't even hate.
I'm not gonna argue with you there.
All right.
I ain't ready. Oh, hold on. We got another one? Do we got one more? Yeah, we do have one more. Yep. Shout out to Ken 88. Remember, Chuba was out a little bit. That's fine. You still can run the ball. We got all the running backs outside of Chuba. We pay Miles Sanders all that money. Let me shut up. Okay. All right. Let's continue to Chuba.
That was funny.
Bruh. Look, man. You think he's earned his money? Yes or no?
No. I mean, we know that. We already know that.
I'm just saying. We should have probably just gave the money to this guy. Should have just gave it to him. All right. Chuba.
Chuba Hubbard. All right, let's talk about Chuba. Had a monster day. Rushing attempts 21, rush yards 114. That's yards after contact too. So he was breaking tackles, making guys miss. 88 yards at the contact is crazy,
bro.
And then yards at the contact per attempt 4.2. That's wild. And then just to add the reception numbers, because if you know, and you know where I'm going with this. If you know you've been watching this for a long time, you know where I'm about to go with this. 5 receptions, 5 targets, 55 yards in the air, all purpose, 169 yards, total touches, 26 touches. Excuse me. Dave, this was the best performance by Chuba Hubbard. Again, he ran his best out of 11 personnel. I think he ran for 66 yards on 11 carries with nine successful runs. He forced 5 missed tackles. And again, through week 2, right, he had forced 8 just in week 3, bro. So he had 5 in weeks 1 and 2, and then 8 in week 3 missed tackles. So he was making dudes miss like crazy. All right. So again, this was the best all-purpose performance of his career. He hasn't touched the football this many times in one game in quite some time, right? But with these opportunities comes, you know what? Production.
Yes, sir. And he doesn't have stone hands anymore. We knew that last year too. So shout out to Chuba, man. I love the progression of Chuba, you know. And shout out to Mrs. Rule. She picked him. So shout out to her.
Yeah, man. Chuba Cook, bro. And I listen, that's a guy that has gotten better year over year over year over year. He stayed on the jugs machine. 5 of 5. That's like, bro, we never would have thought we would have seen a 5 for 5 day in the receiving category from Chuba Hubbard.
And he was second in targets too on the team.
Yeah, second in targets on the team. Bro, we never would have saw that. We never would have thought that Chuba Hubbard would have caught the football at 100% clip 2 years ago.
No, not at all.
He has developed. He's gotten better year over year. His vision's gotten better. And he's just a really solid running back, bro. And I don't know what's going to happen with him in the offseason. I know he's got a chip on his shoulder, especially now that we drafted Jonathan Brooks. Jonathan Brooks, we should see in a couple of games, by the way. Maybe not. I don't know. I don't know if we're going to activate him or not. But if we don't, we're okay because we got Chuba. Chuba's balling. Chuba's getting his Christian McCaffrey on. Yeah, I said it.
No, he's not because Christian McCaffrey's out.
Oh,
he out here.
Yeah, you said it.
Yeah, he out here. He out here going to Germany to check on his Achilles, and it's never
good. Do it, Dave. Don't you do it, Dave?
No, it's not a good sign. What?
I told y'all.
What?
I told y'all.
I mean, y'all gonna listen to me someday. I bet you San Fran wish they listened to me.
I told y'all.
We should have traded him when he was 1,000. I stand by that. Could have got more for him.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
Could have got, and we wouldn't have to pay him. Wouldn't have been cap hell.
I told y'all.
But it's okay. You know.
But we here now.
Let me be clear. I hope he heals up. But it's not good when you got to fight a journey to check on your body. I'm just saying. It's not good. It's not good.
Yeah, it's never good. But listen, I've always said this, and I said it when Christian McCaffrey here. McCaffrey puts up numbers. Yes, he does. But it comes with opportunity. If you're rushing the football 20 times per game and you're catching the ball 5 times per game for nearly 30 touches, you're going to produce. You're going to produce. And so if we continue to get Chuba the foot, and again, Chuba has gotten better in the past game. So obviously he deserves some credit there. And he wasn't that good in the past game prior. So I'll give you that. But if you're now going to have to account for Christian that's a Floridian slip there. For Chuba Hubbard out the backfield, like you got problems. You got problems, man. So we'll see. We'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. But shout out to Chuba. Balled out. Here's his run chart here. One thing that popped off the screen for me, Dave. Can you see it? Can you see it, Dave? What pops off the screen for you?
Oh my God. A lot of his outside is where he's been flourishing primarily. Like this
solid. I'll take that. But Dave, no tackles for loss.
Oh God. Wow. That's incredible, man.
And he got hit behind the line of scrimmage too.
A few times. I do recall.
Don't get it twisted. He got hit behind the line of scrimmage and was able to make that guy miss or bounce off of that guy and fall forward and create some run lanes or create some run yards.
Wow.
So 0 tackles for loss, bro. After being contacted in the backfield. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy.
Wow. That's amazing.
So salute to Chuba, man. Salute to Chuba. Great game from him. And hopefully can continue to do that week after week. Because he's on pace now to get 1,000. Should be. Hopefully he gets that 1,000-yard season or all-purpose season that he's looking for. All right. Anything else with Chuba?
No, man. Shout out to him. I want to hit these super chats up before we go to the next topic.
Yep. Go ahead.
Shout out to Acash, Chuba Bubba Hubbard. The best example of how hard work pays off. Just 2 years ago, we were wondering if he even make the roster. You ain't kidding. You ain't lying, bro.
Facts.
Shout out to BG. Back to the run pass comment. The point of running was to keep it out of Bryce Young's hands and let guys make plays around him. They didn't trust him throwing. I mean, that's valid now after what we saw, but I think that Canales I want to believe that Canales wants to run the ball more. I mean, but if you keep it a buck, man, Chuba got over 20 carries, right? He got 26 of the touches. How many runs did we have?
Total? I think Miles had 7 of them.
So, we ran the ball 28 times.
31 times.
So we ran the ball 31 times total, and we threw the ball 36.
Correct. 37.
37. So that's pretty, overall, for the most part, pretty balanced. But I would have expected to run more than pass. But, they ran the ball over 30 times, guys. Like, that's kind of what you want. You want to run the ball over 30 times. if you're serious about it. You could question whether or not how fast the pace was when it comes to all the executing of the plays. Shout out to Wade Evans. The only rule I'll acknowledge. That's hilarious. I mean, the Browns ain't doing too bad, man. I ain't gonna hold you. And shout out to Stevie the Bull. Canals is not Jim Harb. Canals is a passing mind. 55 to 45 is very much balanced. And to be honest, I like an offense that's not predictable. We're good enough. We good enough to dub. We are in a fight for the division. Yes. Keep pounding. And Steve,
Yeah, I mean,
again.
Just to go back to that, I agree. I agree that Canales is a listen. He wasn't like as Rex Ryan said or whoever said it. He is not a big fan of running the football. You can see if you go back to his time in Tampa, the stats align with that. But it's just what he said. Like he said it coming into the season. I want people to hate how much we're gonna run the football. Something to that effect. Something like that. But so I expected him to run the football more. But at the end of the day, you still gonna have to run the football, bro. You're gonna have to be able to run the football at some point. So I'll just leave it at that.
All right. I meant to shout out Stevie the Bull again. I meant enjoy dub, not enough dub. LOL. Yeah, my bad, man. I'm just reading what I see. You know what I'm saying? But nah, Chuba. I hope we see more days like this. And if Chuba's available in your waiver wire, go get him, bro, guys. I'm pretty sure folks might have dropped him after the first 2 games. I know I would have.
Yeah, and maybe that is coach speak. Maybe that could be coach speak.
It could be coach speak.
Maybe that's true. All right, Dave, let's go ahead and get into this conversation. What now happens with Bryce? Hypothetically, if this Andy Dalton play somewhat continues, like even if it's, let's say hypothetically Andy Dalton just doesn't crap the bed, right? He's solid enough to keep the job. Offense still kind of humming along. What happens to Bryce Young at this point, Dave?
I thought you should have traded him as soon as you made a decision to bench him. So
we can't trade him, bro. It's not. We can't trade him this year. The way the cap is set up, the amount of money we had to eat, it's not happening this year. Next year, doable.
Also, it boils down to the cap situation. Unless, okay. Yeah, because you got to take all the guaranteed money up front.
Yep, and that's if they can work something out with the team to take him. Maybe they kind of work out a deal to get him paid, but it's not happening. It's not happening this year. And that's what's word on the street is. Word on the street is that they do anticipate some sort of trade, but it's probably not going to happen if it does happen until the offseason, because the way his contract is set up.
All right, give me 30. I'll be right back, man. Give me 30 seconds. I got to go open the door for my daughter.
Yep. So I'm intrigued as to what's going to happen with Bryce Young. Again, going back to the other super chat about, man, I thought you wanted Bryce, or you didn't want to see Dalton. You didn't want to bench Bryce. That's because ideally, under great circumstances, I want to see Bryce Young be the franchise quarterback. Forget the size, forget all the other stuff. From a team building standpoint, you want to see a guy on a rookie contract take this team to the promised land so that you can then take that money and build the roster. That's what, under ideal circumstances, that's what you want to see. Now that that's not the case, now that you've benched Bryce Young, now you have to take a step back and say, all right, we've got to reconfigure the way we build this team. You can no longer build with a rookie quarterback. So now, Andy Dalton, this is the final year of his deal. Now we have to go and pay Andy Dalton. If Andy Dalton continues to ball, yesterday's price is not today's price.
He's probably going to ask for at least. He's going to ask for at least 30. And I'm being modest. The going rate for starting quarterbacks right now is 40. Just so you guys know,
bro. Let's stop with this. No, can we stop with excuses for Bryce, man? Like, real talk. Like, come on, bro. Like, can we stop with the excuses for Bryce? It's only one season. Like, bro, it's guys out here balling. Jaden Daniels out here balling. CJ Stroud balled last year. I get it. He dealt with some pains. I completely understand that. But, bro, all these circumstances for him to be better happened this year. Better coach, better offensive line, better weapons, better defense. Everything around him got better but him. So let's stop it with the excuses, bro. He is what he is. Does he need time? Maybe. But right now, he's not playing well. Let's call that a spade.
It's going to be very difficult if Andy continues this trajectory to go back to Bryce next year. It's going to be difficult. And everybody, I saw somebody talking about, well, we need to draft a quarterback. No, we don't. Like, listen, man, you guys, some of you guys showed up during the Cam era. Some of you guys are diehard, have been around for a while. We've made the Super Bowl twice, and they were done in two different ways. One was done with a veteran, with a veteran quarterback, and another one was done with a rookie quarterback. And it took time. And it's funny enough, it didn't take too long to do it with the veteran. When he popped in, he freaking got us there the first year. Had a little playoff, had a couple playoff victories and things of that sort throughout his run. So you can get there either way. Yes, I do agree though, Shai. We have to rethink about how we do roster construction. That's going to be a thing.
That's why I was concerned about benching him, because now you have to completely rework. Let's get this thing straight here. Dan Morgan came into the season with a plan, and that plan probably was Bryce Young being the future. That's why they went out and built this offensive line the way they did. They invested in the interior of the offensive line because they thought Andy Dalton was going to be the starter. It's because of Bryce Young. They wanted to protect Bryce. They know Bryce is small. He needs to be protected up front. They built this roster for Bryce Young, bro. And now that he's gone or is going to be benched, you have to reconfigure the way you're doing things moving forward.
I'm looking in this chat, man, and I find it fascinating that folks, and I got this too when I put the tweet about whether or not Canals can fix veteran QBs, and a lot of folks were pretty much like, "Yo, it's just one game," and I'm like, you know what? You guys told me it's just one game. It is. I'm not doubting
That's
it.
True. It's true.
It's valid. You're right. It is just one game. I'm not going to deny that. I can't disagree because it's the truth. But, one game changes momentums of a lot, changes things. One game swings things. One game can give hope that you didn't have before.
True.
Like it's a cyclical thing. And what if Dave Canales' guy is another veteran quarterback and not somebody from the draft? That's very possible.
Even with that hypothetical though, Dave, like you have to go out there and get another quarterback, right? In the offseason. If it's not Andy Dalton, it could still be Andy Dalton. We don't know.
Could be.
But if it's not Andy Dalton, right? You have to go back, find another quarterback, get him integrated with the offense, get the chemistry with the quarterback. Meanwhile, you still got to figure out what you're going to do with Deontay. You got a couple guys that are coming up with big contracts. All that was predicated upon Bryce Young being the guy, bro. Big deals going to JC, big deals going to Deontay Johnson. Those were going to be predicated upon Bryce Young being on a rookie deal and us living with that. Without that, bro, it changes everything. This is why I did not think that this was going to happen. I did not think that we're going to actually bench him. I'm cool with the fact that they did it because we're winning, and I like winning. But now it changes everything. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's gonna get interesting quick. If Andy starts stringing some more wins. And I know, and I meant to tell you this before the show, but I'll go ahead and bring it up now. Do you want to do a reevaluation of the schedule now that we have Andy Dalton as our quarterback?
We can do that. That seems like some fun. We could do that.
Yeah, we need to do a reevaluation.
We can do that.
And some folks say, well, it's just one game. I do not care. I don't.
It
care.
is just one game, though. It is just one game.
It is.
And yes, we do have to let it play out.
I just remember when they fired Rule and Wilkes went in there, and I said, "Yo, this team looks very different." And the responses I got was, "It's just one game." I'm like, "Bro, the division is in sight. Like, if we keep playing like this, and the division, we lost the damn division by a game. Like, this creates a level of hope. And the difference now from that and this is we got a lot of time, man. We got a lot of time. These guys, there's more cohesion. We're not trading our best players here. We're rolling with what we got right now. So we'll see. We should be excited. There was no level of excitement after the Chargers game, guys, until the announcement of Bryce getting benched. And even then, we were still cautiously optimistic. The only stat we had was that Andy Dalton's never lost to the Raiders, and that still continues to this day. He is now 5-0 against the Raiders. But that's the only thing we had.
And
that was it.
And he's 2-1 against his Bengals. So we'll see how that goes. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and get into. Are we done with the Bryce conversation? Is there anything else we need to unpack with Bryce Young?
Do you see a scenario where he could come back outside of injury?
I don't.
I don't either.
I don't. I think Andy Dalton's gonna be playing too well for it. Andy would have to completely shit the bed, and I don't think that's gonna happen. I think he's a veteran quarterback, 14 years in the league. He's not gonna be that bad, bro. And I think he's gonna put us in position to at least be competitive in these games, along with Canales. I think Canales can coach a game and coach his way to winning some games. So the amount of pressure that you would put Bryce under,
it's higher than what he had
putting
before.
him back out there,
it's
gonna be worse.
Yeah,
it's gonna be worse.
Yeah,
it's gonna be worse. And if you were scared to hurt his feelings, and that's why you benched him, then you for damn sure not gonna put him back out there because it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen, bro. So, and again, I understand. I understand everybody saying, "Oh, he needs to sit back and watch how the game is played." But, bro, I stand by this. And again, I've been looking at the quarterback reviews. I've been looking at everything. All the experts saying what they're saying. Listen, there's just things that Bryce Young physically he's not doing. He's not throwing the football deep. He's having trouble seeing over the middle of the field. He's got to throw off his tippy toes. He's not throwing his feet. His footwork is trash. Like, there's a lot of things that's unfortunately just aren't going to magically get better. Because when ish hits the fan, he's going to revert right back to those old habits. And that's what that's how he's gotten worse. He's gotten worse than he was last year. So there's just things he won't be able to do. So it's just reality, bro. I'm sorry. Like, I'm keeping it a buck, bro. I'm keeping it a buck. I'm honest. Just being honest.
All right. Let me hit these super chats real fast. Stevie the Bull. Next 3 or 4 games are winnable. I know what you meant because you meant games and you've been drinking. Nothing wrong with that, man. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Shout out to Wade Evans. People trying to give Bryce grace like he was drafted to be a project. He went number 1. Expectations come with that status. Sorry, not sorry. Yeah, it's true.
That's what I said. Number 1 overall, bro. It's different out here.
Matthew Finch. We have more than half of his rookie deal. No need to rush. He can develop, mature on the bench. Best QBs get a year or 2 to watch. Let me tell you something, man.
That ain't how it worked, bro.
No. Here's the problem, and we can wrap it in a bow after this. Here's the problem: the folks that sit 1 or 2 years, they don't see the field. Period. They sit 1 or 2 years. This guy played a full season and 2 additional games. So I don't think we're not in the place of saying, oh well, yeah, we can just sit him for 2 or 3 years. That we had our chance. That decision was made with the previous regime to play him. We can't sit him at this point. He got benched. It wasn't, oh, we're going to just sit him and bring him back. I don't think we're going to bring him back, and I feel that way. And if I'm wrong, I'll own it. But I don't see them bringing him back in here. Like, I think that's done. I didn't realize the cap implications. If there wasn't that many cap implications, he would already be gone. And I feel that way. He would already been out of here.
It's not happening this year. It can happen. I mean, we could pull it up. Let me stop. Hold on. Take it for a second there while I pull this up.
Yeah, I mean, we ain't really got to look at it. I'll buy it. I mean, why you do that? I'm gonna.
I just want the people to see.
Yeah, that's fine. No, that's fine. Oh yeah, you already did that one. I've got another one. Shout out to Eric Blair for the super chat. The whole team looked different in that one game. When you start seeing success, man, it changes the morale of everything. It changes the morale, man. You know, you think these guys want to go out and get blasted every week? No, they want to win some football games. They didn't go there to lose. They want to win the division. They want to win the Super Bowl. Everybody's aiming for the same thing. Shout out to you, sir, for the super chat. Let's see what here we're talking about. Oh, another super chat. Do you think Bryce's setback has anything to do with his breakup and seeing his ex on the jumbo screen with Tyrese Maxey? No, I don't think so, man. It could be I mean,
I don't like to stay. I don't like to talk the
I don't either.
people's.
I'm
I
not.
don't like to
I'm
do
not
that.
into it.
But I will say, mentally, that could throw you off a little bit. That could throw you off a little bit, man. It could. It's reality.
I mean, I don't know the details of this, but I mean, look, man. If that's the case, then yeah, you got to stay on the bench, bro. Like, you know, you gonna have to stay there. I just don't think. Nah, I ain't rolling. Appreciate the super chat though.
Yeah. So see, just real quick, Dave. Oh, my fault. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got a couple more. Shout out to Miss Rand with Andy not playing any game snaps since week 3 of last year, no preseason, out half of training camp, and then to come out and play like that is why. Yo, I agree. I completely agree, Miss Rand.
He's a 14-year vet though, bro. Like he's nice.
But
he's
still,
been there, done that.
But still, man, like you're talking about a brand new system. You know what I'm saying?
He's a vet, bro. These systems ain't that different, bro. They ain't all that different. He can pick it up, bro. He's a vet. I'm with y'all though. I'm surprised he balled the way he did, but he is a vet at the same time, bro.
Shout out to Ness Golf. Bryce needs to invest on shoe lifts to be taller. Y'all gotta leave that man alone about his height, man. Wade Evans, shout out to you, sir. Fan base so traumatized, we lowering the standard of what a franchise QB truly is. Listen,
Facts.
bro.
That's a
here's
fact.
Here's the question: is Brock Purdy a franchise quarterback?
I don't know.
He's been to a Super Bowl.
They're gonna have to answer that question real soon, aren't they?
I'm just trying to bring it out there for you, man. Sometimes was Matthew Stafford a franchise quarterback when he went to LA?
Yes, Matthew Stafford was. I think he was. Yes,
he was in Detroit. He was in Detroit.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
But when he went, now I'll ask you again. When he went to LA, was he a franchise quarterback?
No, obviously you can't. No, I don't think. No,
that's my point. You don't have to have a franchise quarterback to win a Super Bowl.
You don't. I agree. You don't have to. But your team has to be configured a certain way to do so. And that's my question. Now we have to hit the reset. Not reset. Let me not say reset. We're gonna have to rework some things on how we plan to build this roster now if they decide to stay with Andy Dalton or go with another veteran quarterback moving forward. That's all I'm saying.
It's a retool. I think, remember we say retool?
I don't like those words.
Shout out to Benjamin Epps. Canals will probably run more when the second option isn't you know who. And that's it. That's all the super chats for now.
All right. So just real quick, if y'all look on the screen, that's what it looks like if we trade Bryce Young and a post June 1 move, which would spread the cap hit over 2 years. So that would take us over the cap. Don't see that happening. It's not crazy, but it's definitely more feasible if you go to 2025 and do the same thing. Do a June 1 trade and see. It's much less.
Go back to 2024.
Yep.
I thought it said cut. Now this should be a trade.
It's the same thing. It's calculated the same way. Oh, maybe not. I lied. You are correct, Dave.
You could trade him there.
Let me see. Post June 1. Oh, I think I did a pre-June 1 trade when I simulated it earlier.
So it's gonna be post. So you could do it. You just ain't gonna have no cap space.
I think that I still think it's more feasible.
It's advantageous to do it next year. Yes, I'm not disagreeing there.
Yeah.
But if they really wanted to, they could do it.
They could do it. You're right. My bad. I take my initial.
I mean, and if they can do it,
I think I did pre.
Yeah, because I saw cut. That's what I double check that. Because.
Yep, you're right. You're right. That's my fault.
No worries.
My fault, guys.
So they could do it. I mean, and let's be clear, guys. Quarterbacks are going down right now. Now I don't know if I want to walk Bryce in there, but Skylar Thompson ain't exactly a world beat over there in Miami. And while Tua's only out for 4 weeks, it might be longer than that.
Yeah, but they're in a different situation where they're all in right now. They can't afford to drop too many games. They got to stay, and then Buffalo cooking
and they're
right
in a tough division too.
Yeah,
They got the
they
Jets. They
can't
got the
afford. Yeah,
Bills. Can't afford it.
They can't afford to fall too far behind. Their season is lost, and they gotta. They're not. They are in that Super
They're at
Bowl
the end
window.
of the. They're in
Exactly.
the window. They're in the window, but they're
Yeah.
getting close to the end of it. They're getting close.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. That's my
Yeah,
point.
they're getting close to the end of it.
Samuel Dumont says offseason acquisition proves he's committed to the run. That's true too.
It's
He
true.
brought in some road graders, so that's a good point. We'll see, man. We gotta let it play out.
And shout out to Jay
Uh,
Denning for the super chat and one
my
more.
fault.
No, I got it. One more. Shout out to Wade Evans. I don't want to get too far behind with the super chats tonight.
Yeah.
Going number one at quarterback, it's expected to be a franchise. Brock playing with house money concerning where he was drafted. Yeah, exactly, man. Like they drafted Trey Lance to be their quarterback, their franchise quarterback. Never forget this. But luckily, he also drafted Brock Purdy. So, all in perspective.
All right, Dave. You want to revisit the schedule really quick?
Yeah, man. Why not? Let's go. Start with week 4.
All right. So we got week 4. We got the Bengals coming into town.
Should be able to win that one now.
They're coming off of a nice little Monday night game where they lost. They're 0-3. So they desperate right now. They cannot go 0-4. They usually start slow. They're a team that has started slow in the past. They usually pick it up. Hopefully they don't pick it up this week. But this is a winnable game for sure. Andy Dalton at the helm. If we play even half of how we played with the Raiders, their defense, the Bengals defense, is not very good. So we might be in a little bit of a shootout. And I hope that because Burrow and them, they still got. So you got Chase, Higgins, and all that. We do got to answer in Horn though. Horn and Jack.
Burrow. This was Burrow's best game. Burrow's been struggling so far this year as a whole. So he could be had. I am concerned about their situation, but I think Dalton's gonna have his revenge on these guys and get this win. Do another revenge game for him.
Yeah. It's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be very interesting.
Chad asks if Sam balls out, would the Vikings move on from JJ? I don't think they'll move on from JJ, but I don't think JJ will be around.
That's a different scenario too. Than ours,
fun fact: Sam's only 27 years old, bro. Can you believe that?
He is still young, bro. That's crazy.
That is wild.
Will Sam come back here? You think Canales will bring Sam back to make it happen?
Do you think the fan base can stomach Sam being back? That's the question you need to really ask.
I don't know, bro. I'm just talking right now, but
no, I don't think the fan. But I think if he keeps balling out for the Vikings the way that he is right now, and Sam like he threw for 4 touchdowns on Sunday, but he ain't throw for 200 yards. So you got to take some of that in context. Remember, he had that 97-yard touchdown pass too. So you got to take it in context. But if Sam keeps continuing on this trajectory, he'll probably just come back and re-sign with the Vikings, not make as much, and then JJ just got to sit and learn. And eventually they'll move on from Sam. So yeah, I think we can beat the Bengals. I think we can pull that out.
It's gonna be a tough. It's gonna be a shootout. I think. I'm hopeful that our defense can make some stops. JC and Michael Jackson versus Chase and Higgins. That's gonna be a must-see TV. Our defense did well against the Raiders, but again, that wasn't Joe Burrow, which is a lot of the fans. Some of the skepticism from the fans. Man, that was Minshew and the Raiders, and the
same Minshew that beat the Ravens.
I know that, but I'm just telling you what the fans are saying is that can we do it again, or can we have a similar performance with Higgins, Chase, and Burrow? I think that it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a tough matchup offensively. Defensively, they got some. All right, their defense is. It's a matchup we can win. They got Henderson, who I like a lot. Trey Henderson is nice, but I don't know how he's gonna. Hopefully we can negate that pass rush. The rest of the defensive line is kind of mid, but hopefully our defense can hold up and we can get that run game going. I got to check to see where their stats are, like their team stats and whatnot, but hopefully we can get that run game going and make it happen. They lost Trent Brown. Okay, yes, they lost Trent Brown,
big, bro. That's big.
That's tough.
Yeah, they lost. Yep, they lost him yesterday for the season.
Yeah, that's tough. So yeah, it's gonna be feasting season for Clowney. Clowney knows his team, right? Coming from Baltimore, Yeah, so he's aware of how they get down. You know what I mean? So
he played for Cleveland too, didn't he?
Yeah, he played for Cleveland too, exactly.
Yeah,
So yeah, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. So he knows it's gonna be very interesting. Very interesting. And he killed a rookie. He killed a rookie this past game. He had I think he had a team high 8 pressures against the Raiders. So shout out to the defense. I know we kind of glazed over the defense because we were so excited about the offense, but the defense did a great job as well, man. He had 4 pressures in under 2.5 seconds. Clowney did 8 pressures and a sack. We generated 18 pressures, and we only had 13 combined in weeks 1 and 2. So they was out there getting it. So salute to the defense. Michael Jackson obviously had a team leading 9 tackles. He had a career high in tackles. Peavy got a sack. Josie Jewell got a sack. Clowney got a sack. So it was a very good performance by our defense. And this is what we want to see out of our defense. We know Evero can coach with lackluster talent. We hadn't seen it up until week 3. He's got a tough matchup coming up against the Bengals. Let's see if he can get that done. All right. Oh, Von Bell's with them. Yeah, Von Bell is back.
Oh.
Shout out to Von Bell. Yeah, blood and guts for Von Bell. Should be interesting. All right, so we'll keep going down the schedule, Dave. Bears on the road.
Caleb hasn't been looking that good, bro. So I could think we could beat the Bears. I think we could beat the Bears. They had Caleb Williams has not looked good so far. I mean, he might pick it up within the next couple of weeks, but all right. What's next? Atlanta at home.
Falcons at home.
They haven't looked at it.
It's gonna be a tough game.
It'll be a tough.
They haven't looked great.
They haven't looked good either.
They're also a team though that's got new pieces, new quarterback. So if we're gonna beat the Falcons, now
this will be the time to do it.
Now is the time to do it. So, Commanders are turning the corner a little bit.
Bro. Nah, we ain't beating them, bro. Jalen's legit. Jalen's legit. They got a pretty good defense. I watched that game last night, bro.
It's a road game. It's a road.
We got to go to DC. I don't know about that one, man.
It's a tough one. Broncos on the road.
It's
a winnable game.
Yeah, we can beat them.
Winnable game. Week 9 versus the Saints at home. I think we're gonna win that game. I think that they're gonna be super hyped. They got blowed out in the first game. I think we're gonna be dumb hyped and we're gonna win that game.
I'm curious to see if they can keep this up because they lost. Did they win? They didn't win last week. Did they win?
No, they lost against Philly.
Yeah, they lost to Philadelphia at the end. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see. And then we go to Germany, man. We'll be in the building in Germany.
Facts be in Germany for that game. Winnable game. Although the Giants did just have a good W against the Browns.
They did. About the Browns, can we? And
Deshaun Watson, I was gonna say Deshaun Watson could be that veteran quarterback.
No, but he doesn't look that good right now. Do you really want him as your veteran quarterback? It ain't like the Browns get out of that contract anyway.
So from what I've been reading and what I've been listening to is that Stefanski is not putting him in his offense. He's not adjusting his offense to Deshaun's skill set. And so that's what I've read. I've listened to AJ McCarron. He talked about it too. He played with Deshaun, and Deshaun, I don't think he feels necessarily comfortable in that system, and that's why he's looking kind of mid. They're trying to force. And I don't know the ins and outs, so I'm just talking about from what I've heard from other people say. But word on the street, Stefanski's not really molding his offense to fit what Deshaun does well. So I'm not saying that's what I want. I'm just saying, hey, we know Daggone Tepper wanted him because he put in an offer for him the first time. So don't be surprised.
Hey, run for your life. Hey, run for your life. Okay. All right. So are you all right, Rashad? Are you okay, sir? Are you okay?
Yo, I was not expecting that, bro. You threw me off.
Look, man. Look, man. Look, Kendrick changed everything.
Shoot.
Changed everything. So shout out to Deontay White. Now I'm good on did Sean Watson. Yeah, man. That's nasty
did Sean. Oh man, that's crazy.
Listen, man. Look,
did Sean is crazy, bro. All right, let's keep it moving on the schedule prediction here. Chiefs, I think we're gonna lose that game, but I do think we can make it competitive. It's at home.
The Chiefs is interesting because they're winning, but they haven't been playing that well. But they're just winning.
When you got Mahomes,
you got Jordan. That's what happens. You got Mahomes, so
you always got a chance.
Always got a chance. The lowly Bucks.
Then we got the Bucks. They
lost to Denver. They lost to Denver last weekend.
Yeah.
And it wasn't close, by the way, guys. Just so you know, I watched a lot of that game. It was not close. Close, it was not.
But so we got the Bucks. I think it's a winnable game at home. Again, these are home games here. So I think it's a winnable game.
We're not beating Philly. We're not beating Philly.
Philly ain't been looking that great either. If you want to keep it a buck.
No, they haven't. They haven't.
Yeah, and Philly's a whole different monster.
But you know who's looked worse than Philly? Dallas
Cowboys. Yeah, true.
Oh God,
yeah, true.
And Arizona is much better than what folks anticipated. They're actually pretty good, bro.
Yeah, they're solid.
They're solid, man. And I was talking that like the NFC North was going to take 3 teams. The West can the West? No, the West can't take 3 teams, but the West is interesting. You got, unless the 49ers continue to falter, because the 49ers defense has gotten worse since they got rid of Steve Wilkes. They're giving up more than 7 points a game than what they did under Steve Wilkes.
Talk about it,
Dave. Their defense isn't that good, and they're Christian McCaffrey gone, but Jonathan Mason's been able to walk in there and do what he needs to do. And then I don't think we'll beat the Bucks on the road. I don't know if we can beat the
Bucks on the road. I think we could. It depends. If that game is like for the division or something, it could get very interesting. But we don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves. But the moral of this story, though, Dave,
it ain't 1-16 or 0-17.
The moral of the story is that with Andy Dalton, hopefully there's a little hope. I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves here because, like everybody's saying, it is one game. But I think Andy Dalton definitely puts us in a position to at least compete. And like we ain't just go down the line with Bryce. Half of these would have been L's just off the cuff. Yeah, I mean, so we do have hope, and I think we're heading in the right direction with Andy Dalton. Now, what happens after this year? Let's just stay in the moment. I guess this is something I need to do. Let's stay in the moment. Let's take this season for what it is, and we'll worry about next season. So,
yep, I'm with you.
Let's roll with that. All right. So, with that said, Dave, anything else you need to talk about?
Nah, man, we good to go. It's fine. It's cool. It's cool. That's why I called the Uber for my daughter, because I knew she gets off at 8:30. I was like, nah, we're gonna get this Uber call for you and get her picked up. All right. Nah, man, good episode, man. Enjoy the moment, guys. Panther Nation, enjoy the moment, man. We got the Bengals next week. Hopefully, we don't have no regression. We can try to win this ball game, and then we can come in there 2-2. And you never know, we might be first place in the division during the weekend. Never know.
Never know, man. Just stay in the moment, man. Just word of advice for any Panthers fans. Let's not worry about Jamar Chase and Higgins and all that. Let's just, let's enjoy the last victory we got. Let's take this victory or loss for what it is, and let's just one game at a time. One game at a time. We don't know how to act right now. So,
we don't.
Bro, if we win Sunday, let's turn it up a little bit. Let's enjoy these moments and not. Let's not worry too much. Let's not worry too much. Let's not worry too much. Let's just enjoy this for what it is. And this is for me too. I got to take my own advice. Let's not worry about who the next quarterback is. Let's not worry if Bryce Young is gonna survive and he's gonna play again. Let's not worry about none of that. Let's just chill and enjoy the moment.
It'll all take care of itself over time.
Facts.
We got the Bengals next week.
Facts. That's how I live life, by the way. That's how I live life. It all take care of itself. Stay on the prowl. At the end of the day, don't worry, guys. We'll be all right. So with that said, like, subscribe, notification bell. We're almost at 23,000. I think we're under 100. 23,000 subs. So hit that subscribe button, like button, sign up Underdog Fantasy. Check us out. If you're on X, come on over to YouTube. Just sign into your account. Hit that sub button. Help us out. All right. That's it. We out of here.
Peace.
Peace.